Hey guys, Joe from Enemy here, and this is the brand new Google Pixel. It's the first device that is officially only made by Google. But what they didn't tell you is that Google only designed the device, and components such as camera and processor are provided by other manufacturers. And finally, the phone gets assembled by HTC. Google's Pixel is available in two sizes, 5 inches with a 1080p AMOLED screen and 5.5 inches with a 2K AMOLED screen. The bigger device carries the biname XL. Sticking to sizes, the only other difference between the devices is the battery size. The Pixel uses a 2770 mAh battery, whereas the Pixel XL uses a quite bigger 3450 mAh battery. In both devices, Google uses the new quad-core 64-bit Snapdragon 821 processors, 4GB of RAM, and a 12.3 megapixel camera at the back and an 8 megapixel camera at the front. The phones are available with 32GB or 128. However, Google offers unlimited cloud storage for your pictures and videos in full resolution. Looking at the device, it gets clear that Google needed some inspiration for the design, which is not necessarily a bad thing. The front is covered with a stunning 5-inch AMOLED display, which is surrounded by big bezels. The notification LED is built into the earpiece, which is typical for HTC phones. In general, Google chose to use some of HTC's design choices. The front and back strongly remind us of the HTC A9. Only the glass part at the back is unique to us. Phones such as the Nexus 6P and the iPhone 5 showed us already how a combination of glass and aluminium can look like. On the glass you can find a fingerprint scanner and a 12 megapixel sensor. Next to it you can find two laser sensors, which are responsible for the laser autofocus, and one microphone. You can find another one at the bottom side of the phone. There you can find a USB-C connector and a mono speaker, which provides decent quality. At the top you can find a headphone jack. In terms of quality, the Pixel is solid. It feels really good in the hand, and with 143 grams, it has a nice weight to it. The display blends on the body perfectly. The buttons feel rock solid, are quite easy to find, and they have a nice feel to it. Google did a great job making the phone feel really good. The AMOLED display of the Pixel stands out thanks to its beautiful colors. Thanks to its 1080p display, the Pixel has a PPI of 441, which is more than enough. The viewing angles of the screen are great and allow to recognize what's going on from the most ridiculous angles. In general, AMOLED panels have a nice advantage over LCDs. Their brightness can be set way lower, which is nice during the night times. Additionally, the Pixel supports a night mode, which is the same as the night shift in the iPhone. When activated, it filters out all the blue colors, which makes it easier to look at. However, there is one complaint. The brightness could be a bit higher, especially for the times we use it outside. The camera is one of the Pixel's main features. It's truly one of its best, if not the best on the market right now. The camera has 12.3 megapixel, a max aperture of 2.0 and a micropixel size of 1.55. The first time we used the camera with HDR turned on, we were amazed by how quick it took pictures. Unfortunately, sometimes the shots weren't perfectly focused. However, if the focus works, the results look beautiful. Looking at the video features, the Pixel stays true to itself. It is capable of shooting up to 4K at 30 FPS. Stop motion videos can go up to 240 FPS with 720p. Instead of using an optical image stabilization, Google chose to use an electrical one. It works with a gyroscope and is able of calculating every movement you are doing with your phone. And the results don't have to hide it all from the competition. Looking at the material, you can see everything is stabilized. Even big movements get balanced out and look like you never moved. But also this feature has its drawbacks. Details are not as good as we would like them to be. Instead, videos can look a bit washed out. Still, the Pixel is able to produce videos in high quality, which are at least as good as competitors. As Google emphasized, the Pixel comes with a headphone jack. Thanks to the 24-bit DAC by Qualcomm, the sound quality is really good. It provides great highs and lows, and listening to the music just feels great. In terms of speakers, the Pixel took a step back. It uses only a mono speaker, which are compared to the Nexus 6P's dual speakers not as good. Still, they make a good job by providing decent quality. But in times where even Apple chose to use a dual speaker system, it would have been a nice addition to the phone. Still, the speaker is loud and doesn't distort at high volumes, and provides a good enough quality for the average user. Google reworked the entire system. Now there's a redesigned Google search and weather widget, which are permanent. Next is the app drawer. Instead of having a button dedicated to open it, you now have to swipe up from the bottom. Looking at the details, you can see how much work Google put into its Pixel exclusive software. But the first thing you probably notice are the app icons. Those are now more consistent, at least more or less. Some icons, for whatever reason, are still in a square shape. But now everything seems more organized. Android 7.1 in general seems more mature and thought out. Performance-wise, the Pixel doesn't need to hide at all. No lags, no delays. Everything is smooth and works really well. This is thanks to the latest Snapdragon chip, the Snapdragon 821. It feels like software and hardware work now hand in hand. Moreover, the Pixel provides nice features. By swiping off the fingerprint sensor, you can pull down the notification bar. Especially when using the Pixel XR, this feature seems quite handy. Another handy feature is to double tap the power button to open the camera. It is reliable and works really fast. Another big improvement is the Google Assistant. The Assistant is able to reply on context-based questions, which makes it unique. As Google Now, it can be activated by saying, "OK Google." Compared to Siri, we think that the Google Assistant is a step ahead, since it actually holds a solid, context-based conversation with you. The vibration of a phone gets often neglected. iPhones do a great job by providing nice feedback and notification. It's not too strong so it gets loud and annoying, but also not too weak so you don't notice it. It just feels nice. And the Pixel is pretty solid. It's not as good as the iPhone, but still feels subtle. We think it's quite comparable to the Samsung Galaxy S7, which provides a soft and nice vibration. Here, the Pixel does a really good job. As a power user, I had to charge the phone after 12 to 13 hours, with an on-screen time up to 4.5 hours. Moreover, the Pixel supports fast charging, which charges it to 100% in a bit more than 1 hour and 40 minutes. We think that the Pixel is one of the best smartphones on the market right now. It has a reliable camera with a surprisingly good stabilization, a fast software experience, and it just feels great. However, we would have preferred a dual speaker system and an IP rating higher than IP53. So finally, it really depends on the preferences of the user. If you're looking for an all-rounded phone with a great camera and a great performance, you're well served with the Pixel. Don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe, and see you next time.